Great to see my friend back.
There he is.
Hello, amigos. Hello.
One of my personal favorites, the world champion. Thank you.
Don. Thank you. Thank you.
Bandido, welcome, welcome.
Thank you.
We've been talking about, obviously, the evening we've had tonight, but we're also mentioning a little bit about the upcoming trip that we have to Mexico City. How are you feeling about this?
I feel so excited. AEW is coming to Mexico.
Let's go!
That's amazing. Yeah, that's very amazing. And I think all the people in Mexico are waiting so long for this. And I hope this is a new opportunity for come to another cities for AEW, you know.
Absolutely.
What can we expect from Mexican fans for AEW?
Well, AEW is gonna be fire for them, you know. Yeah. They are very excited. After 20 hours, even not 24 hours, the tickets were sold out.
Yes, and we had to open more up.
That was amazing.
Yes,
Yeah.
immediately, and we immediately had to open more sections up. You're right.
Yeah.
All right, well, let's open it up to you guys.
Hi, Kimmy Sokol from Fight
Hola.
As the Ring of Honor World Heavyweight Champion, who are you looking to defend your title against on that show in Mexico City?
Well, in Mexico are a lot of good luchadors that I really always want to take a match with them. One of them is Máscara Dorada that I will have match. And then
Tuesday night, the night before Grand Slam in Arena, Mexico for the Ring of Honor World Championship. We have confirmed with CMLL, Bandido will defend the title against Máscara Dorada. We just saw Máscara Dorada on AEW Collision this past week. He looked absolutely fantastic picking up the win on Collision. Bandido looked absolutely fantastic picking up the win here tonight at Double or Nothing, and that's going to be an absolutely fantastic match in Arena, Mexico, partnership between CMLL and in this case Ring of Honor along with AEW.
Yeah. And one other guy is Místico. Yeah, Místico is a very big superstar.
Yeah.
Hopefully he give me the opportunity to get a title match, you know.
Absolutely. When you were growing up, did you look up to Místico?
Yeah. I always watch CMLL TV, and it's Místico in my childhood.
Me too. Yeah, I'm a big fan of Místico, and what a star he's been for CMLL for so many years. What an icon in professional wrestling, and I'm very excited about us going down to Arena Mexico together.
Yeah, me too. Yeah.
Any other questions?
Otra pregunta, por favor.
Hi, Mark Hoke from Mark Hoke Show, 1015 FM, Las Vegas. How you doing? How excited is the lucha community that you are now getting into a much higher profile worldwide? Because it seems like everybody's getting much more excited about lucha wrestling outside of Mexico.
Oh, well, do you know if outside to Mexico is always excited? Imagine how it's in Mexico. You know, it's amazing. The Arena Mexico is the place that you need to be to learn Lucha Libre. So we will be in the Lucha Libre house. That's gonna be insane, amigo. Yeah, that's gonna be amazing.
That's fantastic. Kyle, do you have a question?
I did.
Here, do you want my mic?
Sure.
There you go.
Kyle Collison from Knockouts and 3 Counts and BodySlamNet. Where I first got to see you was when you were in Ring of Honor previous to coming to AEW. So now with you having the Ring of Honor World Championship, and like you said, not only getting to be the champion, but to go back to Mexico, what does it mean for you to have the title again after having that run with Ring of Honor and getting to carry it into Mexico?
Okay. Could you say again?
To recapture the champion, how does it mean to you to recapture the championship? Because when I first met you, you had been the champion, and it's been years it took to get the belt back, to fight to get the championship. What does it mean to take it now into Arena Mexico?
Well, this is a dream, you know. When I was in Arena Mexico, I was not the champion, Ring of Honor champ, and this is gonna be a dream for me because now I return to Arena Mexico as a Ring of Honor World Champion. So that's very important because for me, I got the company on my back, so I need to make a good performance in Arena Mexico to say, hey, this is Ring of Honor and this is what we are. Yeah.
One more question, guys.
Fantastic.
Hi Tony, Lauren Coates for Variety. Could you just talk about the importance of Lucha to AEW and why now is the right time to go to Mexico?
Yes, absolutely. Well, Lucha is very important to me as a wrestling fan. I think it's important to wrestling fans all over the world. I'm a really big fan of Lucha Libre. A lot of us were here actually last night outside of Double or Nothing. We did a tribute show, and it was a tribute show in part to my fandom and things that we talk about in the back that we don't talk about much here, but I'm glad you asked me while we were together, because I grew up as a huge wrestling fan and learned about the different styles of wrestling. And in 2001, when both ECW and WCW both closed down, I was really looking for other things to watch. I was just finishing high school and I was about to go to college. And I got on a message board called the DeathValleyDriver.com. And it was run by a pair of guys, Phil Schneider, who wrote a great book about some of AEW's bloodiest matches, Way of the Blade, and I think it's Way of the Blade 2 is the AEW version. Way of the Blade 1 has some great AEW stuff, but Way of the Blade 2 is all AEW. And Phil Schneider worked with a guy by the name of Dean Rasmussen, the late great Dean Rasmussen. He's a great wrestling writer. And we paid tribute to him with a show called Dean with a tilde and exclamation points. How many exclamation points depends on the user, but Dean was a great wrestling writer, and I learned a lot about Lucha Libre from the Death Valley Driver and the different people that posted there, and I was a fan. I'd watched ECW and WCW and the WWF, and there had been luchadors involved in those companies and the cruiserweight divisions, and a lot of great wrestlers had come through what were kind of the three major US promotions up until 2001, but I learned a lot more about CMLL from reading that board. And there were two wrestlers that were always, the DVDVR, the Death Valley Driver, they always did, it's called a 500, the Death Valley Driver 500. It was like the PWI 500, but instead of based on wins and losses and success, it was based on just who they liked and it was completely subjective and it was their choices, but it was cool. And every year, number 1 and 2 in some order, Bryan Danielson and Blue Panther and Bryan Danielson.
Yeah.
So last night, and like we were talking about Mystico, so then I started watching the shows more and more. Mystico was really the top rising star and was about to rise to the pinnacle of becoming the top star in the early 2000s in Mexico. And again, he's right now the top star in Mexico in CMLL. And so I started reading about Blue Panther, and I started to watch more of the great wrestlers, and that's why I like to talk to him about, because he's a big CMLL fan, and I liked Rey Bucanero and Ultimo Guerrero and Tarzan Boy. I like Tarzan Boy so much, I stole his entrance. And then I love watching Blue Panther and Shocker. Of course, Mystico. I love watching that Dr. Wagner and that style of wrestling. And it was just right. And we had Averno here last night, and I like watching him with Satanico and Mephisto. Yes. And this wrestling was just absolutely fantastic. Nicho a Millionero, which is psychosis without a mask. And so I love the Lucha Libre, and the Death Valley Driver got me into more than just watching the cruiserweights on Nitro or watching a lot of lucha, understanding the context of it better, and becoming a real fan. And now it's one of the reasons why I love having Lucha Libre in AEW. So I learned it from some big fans of it. And last night it was really great to have Blue Panther and some of the legends here, and it was really nice for all of us to be able to watch it. And then it was great to have three of the greatest luchadors teaming up, and in particular, great to see my friend, the Ring of Honor World Champion, pick up the win for his team tonight here at Double or Nothing, and he's going to win a lot of matches, and it's a very bright future for my friend here.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you, my friend.
Bandido, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you, amigos. See you in Mexico, okay?
Right.
Mexico, cabrón.
Let's go.